Hello and welcome. If you are seeing this video, then you have recently leveled up. You finally learned some lesson. You've had some sort of personal growth that you needed to have in order to be ready for more money to come into your life. So today we are doing a pick a card reading to shine some conscious awareness on what test you recently passed, what lesson you recently learned, so that you can really more consciously, more powerfully anchor into that new level that you've reached. And then we will look at what to expect with your money flow, with how it'll be changing now that you've learned this hugely valuable lesson. This is a timeless reading, so anytime you find this video is exactly when you need to hear these messages. And as we dive into this reading together, remember to take what resonates from these readings and leave what doesn't. Use these readings to shape your reality, to give you the clarity, the confirmation you're looking for, but also to find your own truths, to find what resonates and to lean into that and to see what doesn't resonate and to release that and allow that to be a sign of clarity and conviction of what you're moving toward. If you are new here, then welcome. My name is Taylor Eaton. I am a wealth activator, a money mindset and manifestation expert, a channel. I'm also the author of the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck, which is the deck we are starting our readings from today. This is my deck here. And I am also the author of the accompanying The Way of the Wealthy Woman journal, which is a beautiful companion to the deck and also just a great standalone resource for journal prompts to activate more abundance in your life, but also meditations, mantras, little mini chapters and channeled writings. Like, it's a whole manual to unlocking more abundance in your life, a very interactive manual. So we will be channeling some guidance from this as well throughout each of the readings. If you want to fast track your alignment to and manifestation of more abundance in your life, then come join me inside of the Wealth Vibe membership or in my new group mentorship program that's opening soon. The Wealth Vibe membership is a monthly low-cost membership that gives you access to so many tools, resources, and a high vibe community to help you manifest more wealth into your life and rewire your subconscious, really saturate your subconscious for abundance. And my group mentorship program that's opening soon is designed for those of you who want to work closely with me to collapse timelines and more quickly and powerfully become exactly who you need to become and take the bold aligned actions that will lead to massive up levels in your career, your big goals, your business, your soul's work in this lifetime. So the links for both the Wealth Vibe and the Limitless group mentorship program are below in the description and pinned comment for you. Now, let's run through the cards that we have here for you today and their crystals so that you can pick your reading. So today I'm starting with the cards up. This felt right. I pulled these cards right before we started our reading. And so whichever of these cards, I'm going to give you a close-up of them in a moment and I'll go through the crystals, but whichever of the cards or crystals are just calling to you, that just resonate with you the most, that you can't kind of get away from, that keep drawing you back to it when you look at the others, that's the card for you. That's the reading for you today. You can, of course, watch multiple readings. You can watch two, you can watch all three of them. That means there are bits of guidance for you in each of those readings. But if I just always say start with the one that you can't stop looking at, that just pulls to you, that maybe lights you up, that is catching your eye, that's just giving you that expansive feeling within you, whatever your inner guidance is pointing you toward, that's the one to start with. So for card one, we have the Alchemist card, which you can see here. And the crystal we have with the Alchemist card is our Emerald crystal. For card two, we have Prosperous Overflow. And the crystal that accompanies card two is Celestite. And for card three, we have the Healer. And the crystal that accompanies the Healer today is the Amethyst crystal here. We will be incorporating multiple decks into each of these readings, and I will be sure to list all of the decks used in these readings in the description below. So pause the video if you'd like, take however long you need to choose your card, and then click the timestamps below in the description to jump to your reading, and I'll see you there. Hello, card number 1. This is your reading to uncover what test from the universe you've recently passed and how that will change the flow of money in your life moving forward. You may be well aware of what lesson you learned and just ready to find some confirmation of that here and ready to find more information about what to expect next in your finances. Or you may not even realize that you have learned a lesson because often we integrate things on deep subconscious or energetic levels. So today I'm really excited to tap into what test you have recently passed so you can anchor into it more fully and then see what you can expect with your money flow, how you can expect that to change, what that'll look like moving forward from here now that you've learned this highly valuable lesson, now that you've passed this test. Now, I want to be clear before we dive into this reading that when I say you've recently passed a test, I don't believe that the universe tests us in order to make us prove our worth or our deservingness around money. I believe the universe tests us around money to see if we're ready to receive it without self-sabotaging. And often the challenges or tests that we encounter help us become ready to receive and hold more wealth. So I just want to make that clear. I don't think that we live in a universe that is testing us and making us prove our worth. I think it's asking, are you ready? Right? So let's dive in and see what test you've passed and what new level of abundance is coming your way. So to start, you picked the Alchemist card. And the guidance that came through when I pulled this card for you for deck 1 before I started filming was that the lesson that you've learned, the test you've passed recently, card 1, is that you've realized that things don't always appear as they are. They appear as you are projecting onto them. And what I mean by that, and what my guides are saying, is that you've learned basically the old adage of don't judge a book by its cover. And so when it comes to money, you've had something happen recently, or you've had a realization recently around the fact that sometimes it can look like a situation isn't great for us in our career, in our finances, right? We can have an unexpected expense. We can have, news about our job that we don't like. We could have, a slower month in business. We could have a failed launch in our business. There's so many different things that can and do happen around that impact or are directly tied to our finances that make us feel like this isn't good, right? We label it as it's not good. And what you've been learning, the test you've been through recently, and that you've passed and shown the universe you've grown around, and therefore you're ready for more abundance to come in, is that you've realized that you can take almost any situation that isn't good, that doesn't look good for your finances, and turn it into a golden opportunity and turn it into fuel to bring in more abundance. You've been learning almost this art of transmutation, this art of alchemy. And you've finally passed this that I'm getting that you've come up against a lot of times before, where you've been thrown things that seemed like being thrown a wrench in the plans and things like that when it comes to your career, to your business, to your finances. And this time, in the last few months, you've finally learned something that just recently clicked in the place where you're like, I can handle it. I can handle anything that comes my way because no matter what, I will find the good. I'll find the silver lining. I'll find the gold that's buried underneath all of the lead, all of the dirt, all of the ick, right? Like I will find a way to turn anything I'm given into, I keep getting a golden opportunity. So what have you, I'm curious, and you can let me know in the comments, and maybe this is a great prompt to reflect on if you feel like you're like, have I been learning this lesson? Has it been happening subconsciously without me realizing it? Then here's what I'd love for you to do. Write in the comments, let me know what has happened in your life in the last few months, especially that's come to a head in the last few weeks for you, that was a situation that at first glance you thought it was not great, or it just objectively was like, this sucks. But you ended up making the most of it. You turned lemons into lemonade. You turned lead into gold. Like you turned something that would have weighed you down or slowed you down or you thought would into something that actually is propelling you further faster, or something that is making you stronger, right? Like you have started to see your power coming through more in this way. So where has that come up for you in your life where you've transmuted something? That like everyone around you even, I'm getting thought, this is not good. Or if anyone else, you told your friends about it, and they're like, wow, that really sucks. And maybe at first you thought that too, but then you very quickly were like, actually, what if this is working for me? Actually, that gives me an idea. Actually, that inspired me. Actually, that motivated me. That lit a fire under me. It's like you extracted something good from something that was bad, is what I'm getting. And I'm getting that in the past, there's been similar things that happened, similar tests, where you were just like, it's just bad, and you spiraled. You spiraled down into the victim mentality, or into the kind of catastrophizing, or the stress, or the anxiety. You let it keep you down. You let it defeat you. And this time around, that's not the case. This time around, you've grown. You've learned this lesson that's like, you have basically the lesson you've learned, the test you passed, was that you didn't let something keep you down that you thought was going to keep you down. That in the past would have kept you down, that would have made you slow down or stop or doubt yourself, especially in your business, your career, with your finances. You didn't let it throw you into a tailspin this time around. You kept your cool. Even if at first it's a bit rocky, but you kept your cool. Even if there are moments of self-doubt, overall you're like, I've got this. Or what's the good in this? How is this happening for me? And you've extracted something valuable from what other people would look at and say, that is a terrible situation. And you've extracted something good from it. And that's so exciting. So kudos, card one, kudos, first of all. And the universe is saying, now you're ready. Now you're ready for more, because this is the thing. And most people don't realize this, right? But this is what I've found in over 6 years of doing this work, of working with people to create more abundance and more income and more success in their businesses and their careers, more money, right? Like, what I have found with countless thousands of people is that there will always be stuff that comes up that it's so easy for you to look at based on your past experiences and beliefs about how the world works and how money works, that it's so easy to look at things and just go, oh, that's a problem. That's a challenge. That's an obstacle. That's a block. That's a setback. And the people who are able to drop that initial gut reaction to things in terms of labeling things as bad, and instead going, that's something that happened, and how could it be happening for me? Those are the people, those are the clients I have that just skyrocket to success the fastest. Because they're using anything as fuel. They are willing and determined to extract the good, the abundance, the opportunities from anything that happens in their financial or career reality. And that's where you've been leveling up into. You've reached a new level. That even if you've done that before, you've reached a new level of it. And so the universe is like, okay, great. Now I can give you more opportunities. Now I can give you more abundance, because anything that comes with it, anything that you might have in the past perceived as a block or challenge, you're now going to extract the goods from it and propel yourself even into more abundance. So it's not going to keep you down. So I'm ready to hand you more abundance. I'm ready to hand you more opportunities, right? So this is so exciting. You're like, the universe is like, you're ready to handle more, because you're not going to label everything as bad now. You're going to look for the gold in it. Yeah, we have Dodola cleansing. So this has been such an exercise in you, and almost cleansing your beliefs, cleansing your thoughts, cleansing your ego's desire to label things in a way that makes it feel validated in struggling, right? And then we have Demeter with perseverance. Yeah, it's like you've learned the art of perseverance. And this is so exciting. This is going to open so many doors. So let's see. I want to see, now that we know this lesson that you've learned, I want to see what this is going to lead to more abundance-wise. Like, how's money going to start to flow more in your life moving forward from here? Card one, like, how is it going to change? We have pave your own way, leadership, courage, forge, don't follow. And this makes so much sense. But you are going to be stepping into a chapter of your life where you have more leadership, you have more influence, and you're not afraid of it, because you know that, as I'm getting in the past, you would have kind of shied away from leadership, or it just, you would have been like, yeah, I want to be a leader, I want to be in charge, or I want to be compensated, right? Whether this is in business or your career, I want to be compensated for leading the charge and guiding others. but there was kind of like a wobble around it. There was a tainted energy around it, a kind of shadow around it that you were like, I want to do that, but what if people don't like what I do? What if I get in trouble? What if I say something and alienate all the people who I'm trying to help? What if I do something and it blows up in my face and everyone sees? It's like you had all these fears of things going wrong before, and now that you don't have as many of those fears, because now you go, you know what, no matter what happens, no matter what goes wrong, I can handle it and I'll turn it into something brilliant for myself. Now that you've learned that lesson, like, you are able to lead more fearlessly and courageously. And so I'm seeing that this is going to start to change the way money flows. Like, either you're going to get some sort of leadership role, like promotion into management, or landing a new job where you have more responsibility, where you're guiding others, leading others more, and therefore being more highly compensated there and being way more successful there than you would have been just a couple months ago in that position. So you're either doing that, or you're already in a leadership position where that you're just going to be doing it better. You're going to be doing it more fearlessly. And so you're going to be more effective at it. You're going to be more of that fearless leader. And then more and more opportunities will come in, or pay raises or bonuses or people wanting to pay you, right? It could also be that you start to become more of a thought leader. I'm seeing for a lot of you in your industry. So those of you who are entrepreneurs, you might become a thought leader. You might start to have more things go viral because the way you show up and create content on social media, or the way you share things in your business, are going to inspire people so much more, because you're not doing it with this energy of I'm afraid of what could go wrong. You're doing it more with the energy of I'm excited for what could go right. And if anything goes wrong, guess what? I'll use it to my own advantage and use it to propel me further, faster, and capable of handling even more, and therefore leading more, right? So you're becoming such a leader. Even if you've already been one, this is like a whole new level of leadership for you. And by the way, if this is like resonating and you're like, yes, and how do I make this happen even faster? And how do I do this and keep this momentum going without letting the fear and the self-doubt come in? This is what my new group mentorship offer is for. It's called Limitless. And it's 11 people max. And it's just going to kind of be like, when the right people find it, then I'll know, and those people will come in. And so if you feel like that's you and you're ready to work in close proximity with me to become truly limitless and become quite this leader and be able to pave your own way to the abundance and the success you desire on your terms, and really master not just this lesson, but so many other lessons that it takes to be able to become truly limitless in what you can achieve in terms of your success, then definitely check out the link below. That's Limitless, my group mentorship offer. That is below for you. And I would love for you to apply if this is resonating for you and you're like, yes, I'm ready to go even faster, and have someone guide me who's been there and done that, because this is stuff I love talking about. So we also have our elder teacher wise one experience. Okay. So now that you have learned this beautiful lesson and become more of a fearless leader, money's also going to start to flow for you. You're going to start to see that all the wisdom that you've been holding for so long and that you've been trying to share with people, it's going to finally start to land with people on a different level. For those of you who feel like, if you're in business, you've been trying to be seen for so long in your business, you've been trying to get visibility, you've been trying to get that authority, I see that shifting because you're leading more fearlessly, because you're not bringing that energy of fear into what could go wrong. Like, that's, in the back of your mind, that used to be there. You're not bringing that into your content anymore. You're not bringing that into your marketing anymore, into the way you speak anymore. It's like, because you've been able to release that, because you can handle whatever can come. Oh my gosh, like, people can hear you on a different level because your message isn't tainted by that fear. You're not watering yourself down. You're not second guessing yourself. You're not holding yourself back in subtle ways, because you don't have that fear anymore, because you can handle anything that comes. You can make anything into gold. And so you truly are able to have your message heard better. And same thing, even if you're in a job, it's like, and you've been trying to be seen by your employer and seen for the good work that you're doing. It's like, now that you're doing your work from a place of, I'm gonna, like, how far can I go? Nothing can stop me. I'm literally unstoppable, because anything that can be thrown my way, I will just transmute it and alchemize it into something beneficial for me and for my career and my business and my finances. It's like, because of that, you are showing up and working differently, and then people are able to see your wisdom, see your expertise, see your experience, see how experienced you are and skilled you are at what you do. So this is phenomenal. Like, I am just, oh my gosh, I am so lit up by this reading. Like, it is just, my whole body is buzzing, because it just feels like it's like everything is, it's just like, this is like the big shift you've been waiting for is what I'm getting. Card 1. This is the big shift you've been waiting for. You've been waiting to feel finally like people see your authority. I see some of you even manifesting, I'm seeing opportunities just falling into your lap to be featured more visibly, like in publications, on podcasts. It could be, being featured at your work. It could be that, like you catch the eye of higher ups or even headhunters who can offer you a higher position. It's like you start to become so much more visible to people because you're not allowing the fear of what could go wrong hold you back from being visible, and playing small so that just in case to protect yourself. It's like you are so welcome and open to anything good or bad, because no matter what it is, you'll turn it into something good for you. And that's amazing. This is what, like, if you can really like accept that you've shifted this and really lean into it, like, you will go so far. This is something that I work with people on this for months to get them to understand this about themselves. I truly do. And it's like, and like how to get into this place, and you've shifted there, and now it's about running with it. Literally, look at her, running with it. Toward whatever it is you desire, towards your highest potential. You're going to be able to move mountains, climb mountains with this mindset. And so, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you. We have our 4 of Pentacles. I see that there's been maybe some fear. This is like the fear that you've let go of, like this fear of not having enough, right? And feeling like you have to be so guarded with your money, so like holding on to it, protecting it. And maybe it's, your money or your source of income, and you've been so afraid to mess things up. But it's like, you're starting to be able to see how, again, even when it looks like you've had a setback financially, more is always coming in, right? Yeah. We have the Hermit. I'm getting, again, if you are like, yeah, I feel like some of this is true, but I don't really know how this has all happened, definitely introspect, definitely reflect on that. But I'm also getting that the more that you take time to introspect, and the more that you take time to check in with yourself, this will be probably daily at first, honestly, a daily practice, but then over time it'll become like every other day, and then weekly, and then just monthly, and then just as you need it. But as you create space to introspect every day, to be like, where are there still little bits of fear? Where am I sliding back into fear? Where am I kind of sliding back into the old way of like trying to avoid failure, or trying to avoid things that go wrong, or trying to safeguard myself against them, especially where my finances or career is concerned? It's like the more that you check in with yourself and just go like, where do I have any fear of what could go wrong? Where is that coming up and kind of tainting how I do things in my money-making activities, or how I spend or save money? It's like, as long as you are checking in with that daily, you will find those little last remnants that are ready to be released. You'll find those areas, and you'll start to reprogram yourself subconsciously to immediately release those old programs as soon as they pop up over time, right? And so this is just kind of like that practical guidance of like, every day take 5 minutes, or just when you notice yourself feeling a little bit scarce, a little bit worried, some fear popping up, get rid of it every day, right? Look at it and go, nope, I know I've unlocked my ability to turn lead into gold. So no matter what, I win. No matter what happens, no matter win or fail, good or bad, I win, because anything I can use to fuel me into more success, more abundance, I can make it work for me. So make sure that you're checking in with that. You're being aware of that. It's bringing that like inner awareness to yourself, right? That's really what's going to be kind of asked of you. And that's what you do to integrate this and to make sure that you're opening up kind of those floodgates to more abundance. All right, now we're going to channel some guidance for you from the Way of the Wealthy Woman to just see how we can just make sure those floodgates to abundance stay open. We have some of that here with this Hermit card. Any other guidance from the Way of the Wealthy Woman that we need to come through, mantras, journal prompts, channeled writings, meditations, we'll see what comes up for you. And then we'll pull a last card for you before we wrap everything up. So, okay. I'm going to flip to this. I'm going to close my eyes, open the book, and flip to a random page. See where we land and what guidance you need to hear. We have this Goddess card from the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck, and this quote on it, which is, when you accept abundance without question, the joy you feel is echoed in the pleasure of the person who gave it to you. Ooh, okay, this is so interesting. I'm getting that because of all this leadership, because of all your expertise that's finally able to shine through, because you're not trying to avoid failure, you're just letting the truth of your soul, you're just letting your wisdom shine through, right? Like, because of all this, because you're going to be so much more committed moving forward after this reading to releasing any fears of what could go wrong and instead just like embracing it wholeheartedly. Because of that, so much abundance. You're going to start having a lot of people giving you like opportunities. And again, I said the golden opportunities at the beginning kept coming through, and it's coming back again now. People are going to be giving things to you on like a silver platter, like on like a golden opportunity just handed to you over and over. You're going to be getting so many opportunities just delivered to you, just laid at your feet by others, that you're going to start to think like, this can't be true, right? That could come up of like, this is too good to be true. Or what's the catch? What do they want from me? And you have to realize, the universe is saying, please realize that there isn't necessarily a catch. Of course, always use your intuition, always use your discernment. Don't blindly trust everything, but use your discernment to look at, like, really, what do people actually want to give to me? Because I'm inspiring them, because I'm speaking on a whole different frequency, a whole nother level of truth and leadership and courage than they've ever been able to hear before. And, honestly, your message is going to stand out head and shoulders above the rest, because most people are speaking with fear. Most people are afraid of what might happen, what could go wrong, and they're trying to avoid it. So it's like people are going to want to give to you because your leadership, your expertise, and the way you're sharing it is giving them so much. So allow yourself to receive. You don't have to go, what's their angle? What might happen? Because again, remember, even if someone does have bad intentions and something happens, you're going to turn it into gold anyways. Nothing can touch you. Card 1, nothing can touch you. So accept abundance without question, and know that people are going to want to start to give to you more, like more opportunities, job offers, pay you more, buy your offers in your business, like promote you, like people give you bonuses. People are going to want to give opportunities and just gifts and money and jobs to you more because they're inspired by you. Okay? They're inspired by you and they're grateful. And so they want to give back to you. And when you allow yourself to receive, that's giving them pleasure. That's giving them satisfaction and being able to give back to you for what you've given them. And it's this beautiful feedback loop. And I saw 2222 on my phone. So this is some beautiful confirmation. So let's pull one more card for you. We're going to pull back from the Wealthy Woman deck again. That's what I want to pull from. I want to see any last guidance from the universe for card 1. We have the Storyteller card. So this is the story that you need to be telling yourself here on out. And as long as you keep telling yourself this story that I'm about to share with you, like this mantra, this frame of mind, as long as you keep telling yourself this story over and over and over again, then you will be unstoppable. All right? All of this opens up for you faster and faster. And the story that I'm channeling for you, the story that you're being guided to remind yourself of and to rewire your subconscious around over and over, to affirm to yourself, is nothing can stop me. Everything is driving me toward more abundance. That's it. Nothing can stop me. Everything is moving me toward more abundance. Tell that story. Look for evidence of that story. You've already learned this. Now lock it in. Lock it in with affirmations, with a new mindset. You are unstoppable. Card 1. This is so exciting. Oh my gosh. All right, card 1. This has been your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I love this. I love the energy that you've been stepping into, that you've been cultivating, that you've unlocked here. Like this is so fun for me to tap into. So if you enjoyed this reading, be sure to give it a thumbs up and comment below, letting me know what you took from this reading. Let me know how it resonated. Your comments mean so much to me on these videos. I can't even express how much of a thrill it is to get to connect with you in the comments and get to just see how these readings land with you. So thank you to those of you who comment below. Now you are, of course, if you're not already, welcome to subscribe to my channel for future card readings for abundance. And if you want more ongoing support and access to all the resources you need to more quickly manifest more abundance and success into your life, then definitely come join me in either the Wealth Vibe membership or in my new group mentorship program. It's called Limitless. The Wealth Vibe membership is for you if you want tons of tools, resources, and community so you can really rewire and saturate your mind, your subconscious, and your energy for abundance. The Wealth Vibe gives you access to hundreds of other like-minded people, daily exclusive mini money readings from me, our book club, our monthly money manifesting challenges, live interactive monthly readings with me, and so much more. And it's all just $25 a month. So that link is below for you. My new group mentorship, Limitless, is for you if you're ready to rapidly up-level into your most successful, most abundant timeline. If you've got a big vision, big goals, and you know you've only just scratched the surface of what you can accomplish in this lifetime, and you're ready to see how far you can truly go and everything you can achieve in your business, your career, your finances in a way that feels good to you, then this is a way for you to work very closely with me and a small group of other like-minded, highly ambitious individuals to unlock your full potential, to plug more deeply into your power than ever before, and to translate that power into outer abundance and success. That link is also below, and I recommend checking it out soon because the early bird price for the group mentorship for Limitless is going up in just a couple of weeks and spots are limited. But if this is these are the conversations you like having, these are the kind of shifts you want to make faster and faster and faster, that's exactly what we're doing in Limitless. So definitely come check it out. I will also leave the link for you to order your copy of the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck and the journal below so that you can have these amazing tools for divine guidance and expansion into more abundance at your fingertips. So with all of that being said, I'm wishing you massive prosperity and abundance, and I'll see you in another video very soon. Bye. Hello, card number 2. This is your reading to uncover what test from the universe you've recently passed and how that will change the flow of money in your life moving forward. You may already be very well aware of what lesson and test you just learned and passed, and you're maybe just ready to find more information about what to expect next with your finances. Or you may not even realize that you have learned a lesson because often we are integrating things on deep subconscious and energetic levels. So wherever you are today, this reading is going to shine some light on what test you've recently passed, what lesson you've learned, so you can really anchor into that new level that you've reached and leverage it as fully as you can for more abundance. And then we're also going to look at what to expect with your money flow now that you've learned this hugely valuable lesson that you needed to learn around money or how it flows to you. So I want to be clear here before we dive in that when I say that you've recently passed a test, I do not mean that the universe has been testing you in order to make you prove your worth or deservingness around money. I believe that the universe tests us around money to see if we're ready to receive it without self-sabotaging. And often the challenges or tests that we encounter that are given to us help us to become ready to hold more wealth. So that's really the nature of these tests, right? And congratulations, because you've recently had some sort, if you're here on this video, you've recently had some sort of challenge presented to you that in the past would have stopped you, would have made you think, I can't handle this, I can't do this, the money's never going to come. And instead you didn't let it hold you back this time. And you've passed the test and the universe is now ready to give you more because you can hold more. So we're going to dive in, see what tests you passed and what new level of abundance is coming your way. So right off the bat, you picked the Prosperous Overflow card. And this is so interesting because what I got such an interesting message coming through with this card when I pulled it earlier before I started filming here. And it's that you learned this lesson, you passed this test of, you've started to learn that really like that you're so innately worthy of all the abundance you desire, of more than you've been letting yourself believe you're worthy of. And when I say worthy, oftentimes when I ask people, because I've been doing this for 6 years and helping people transform their financial reality, and what I find is 9 times out of 10 when I ask someone, do you believe you're worthy of the abundance you desire, the money you desire, they go, yeah, of course. But then when we dig into it, especially if I work a lot with entrepreneurs and with high achievers and highly successful people, and what I've found is that often they'll say, well, if I want to get to that next level of money I need to be putting out way more content online, or I have to be offering these other sorts of programs, or I have to do this other thing. And it's almost that belief of, I'm not doing enough right now. So therefore there's not enough right now. I'm not enough. What I'm doing isn't enough. So therefore the money can't come in. And that at its core is a worthiness thing. This doesn't mean we abandon all strategy and all structures of things, but it does mean that often what's holding back the flow of money is not your lack of work, your lack of effort, your lack of intelligence, your lack of skills, your lack of certifications, anything like that. It's often that you have a story that you are lacking something, and therefore you're in the energy of lack and the money doesn't come in. And so in some way you're not worthy, but you are, and you've learned recently, card 2, that you are inherently worthy. You've learned your worthiness on a whole nother level. And the way I'm seeing it come through, which is so interesting, is I'm learning that you've realized how you've maybe been overdoing it. That you've been maybe even working so hard. Wow, this is so powerful. There's so much channeling through. You've been working so hard or doing so much or pushing yourself in different ways. And for so long it burned you out, but the money you wanted, the wealth wasn't coming in. So you kept having the story of, well, if I were working hard enough, the money would be here. Because we're often told in our society, if you're working hard enough, then the money will show up, right? If we're working hard enough, we'll have the success we want, we'll have the life we want. And that's not necessarily true. You're overusing the masculine energy. And that's how most of our society functions around money. That's why most people are burned out and struggling with money. And I'm seeing that you've learned this lesson. You finally passed the test of realizing that doing more doesn't always equal receiving more money. More action doesn't always equal more money. And you finally learned that lesson. You finally passed that test. I'm getting that there was this feeling within you of like, if I were doing enough or the right thing, I would, whether internally on an energetic level or externally, like action-wise in your job or business or with the way you spend your money or whatever, if I were doing something right, if I was doing the right thing or doing the smart thing or being more motivated, doing enough, then the money I want would be here. And you've finally been able to let that story go. And you've started to see some things have happened where you've started to see, oh, actually, maybe me working so hard is blocking the money. Maybe it's overdoing it. Maybe the reason I don't have the overflow is because I'm at a depletion of my own energy. And maybe all I need to do is just relax. Maybe all I need to do is just do the things that excite me, but not do all the things that everyone tells me I should do or that I have to do. Because those things aren't necessary. Those things aren't what feel good. Those things aren't what's aligned. And actually those things are overdoing it because they're draining my energy. And so then I'm not an energetic match for overflow. Like when you think about, if you want prosperous overflow, this card, and you're in a state of energetic depletion because you're working so hard to try to get to the overflow, you are not in a state of overflow energetically. So you are not a match for an overflow of wealth. If you are depleted, that's the exact opposite of overflow. And you've recently learned that. So I see that maybe you've been doubling down on, for some of you, it's been doubling down on like self-care. You've maybe shifted your perspective of not seeing rest and relaxation and enjoyment and pleasure as something you have to earn and that you get to do once your to-do list is done, but instead something that you get to do because you're deserving of it. And the more you do it, the more it fuels you to take the aligned actions and therefore call in more money. Like, that's for some of you. I'm also seeing for some of you, you're starting to see like, wow, I'm really overcomplicating things in my business or at my day job. I'm trying too hard and it's actually repelling people, or people can't keep up with me. My boss is like, you're overwhelming me with all the emails you're sending me because you're trying to be this high achiever and it's stressing me out and I don't even want to look at them. So I'm not going to give you that promotion because I think you're going nuts over here. Or it's, in your business, you're posting every single day on social media or pitching all the time, and it's from this place of I'm trying to make the money or the sales happen, and then your audience is like, I can't keep up. I can't keep up with you with you're changing your offer every 2 days because you think it's better now, or because you're selling so much. It's all these valuable long posts you're writing that are so full of content because you're trying to over deliver to try to say the thing to make me want to buy, and I'm just trying to keep up with even consuming the free content. So I don't even have space to buy your paid content. Right? It's like you've been overdoing it, but you've realized where. And you've started to pull back. And you've started to see how you're worthy of what you want now. And it's not always about doing more. It's about filling your own cup more. Being in overflow of the joy of life, of the luxury of life, of the deliciousness of life. Because guess what? I'm going to bet that when all the money you want, that overflow of abundance, it's because you think it'll help you feel more in enjoyment and more luxurious in life and more free in life. So you've started to do more of those things now and cultivate that energy with you now, which means you're becoming an energetic match. I also see for a lot of you, you had some like big things that in the past would have stressed you out and you would have overworked and hustled. And this time you just did what felt good and what you felt you could give. And then you realized that that was like more than enough. And actually everyone was super happy with your work when you did that. And in the past you would have like stayed up all night overdoing it and overachieving on it and overthinking it and being a perfectionist about it. And this time you didn't. And the universe is like celebrating you. This is just like, oh my gosh, there's so much coming through with this card. But this is like the test you've passed. And I'm getting, the universe has been throwing this test at you so like nonstop for I'm getting years. And you finally learned it in the last few months or weeks here. And now that you've learned it, you are a match for prosperous overflow. So more money is going to come your way. Like you're going to start to have an overflow or a new level of overflow of abundance. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. We have wisdom keepers, a new perspective, study and learning, right? This is just some confirmation here. You've gotten such a new perspective on how you believe money works, on how it works for you, honestly, I'm seeing that this is laying just a stronger foundation for you. You've gotten this perspective of realizing you were going so fast without the steady foundation of just being like, I can sustain this work. The work was unsustainable. What you were doing to make money was unsustainable. Maybe the way you were even spending money was unsustainable because you were just trying to like overdo it or make more faster or invest to triple your money. Like it's like you were spending or working in some way, something around money that it wasn't sustainable. And you've finally got this new perspective on it. And the universe is saying this is the correct perspective because it's laying a much a much more stronger foundation for you to then build more abundance from, right? To build this mountain of abundance, really. So that's some really, really nice confirmation. So I want to know for you what this overflow is going to look like, right? Like, because we have some overflows coming your way. What overflow is coming for deck or card 2? We have not with wisdom. You are going to, wow, and we also had study and learning here. I'm seeing that moving forward now, you're going to take more time to study and learn about the things that you enjoy because you're not trying to move so fast to make the money or the success or the ROI happen. It's like you're like, I have been overdoing it. If I move slower, the money can come to me faster because I'm more of an energetic match. And because of that, you feel like you can actually slow down and start to like study things more and learn things, not from a place of I need to learn more in order to make more. It's because it truly excites you, it interests you, it's aligned to you, it calls to you. I saw 1111 on my phone, so that is some nice confirmation. And these things that you're going to learn, they're going to create this really solid, confident wisdom within you, right? That you're going to be able to leverage to bring in more money. Like I see you, some of you might go back to school, some of you might get degrees, some of you might start learning just more things that interest you on the side, kind of as a hobby or just something you do in your free time that you're making time for, right? Some of you, this might be you start working with someone who can transmit more wisdom to you, but you start learning, right? You start learning about something that's interesting to you and in a way that feels good to you and not from a place of lack, but from a place of I have so much time and I have so much deservingness and worthiness of getting to do what I want with my time that I'm actually going to start learning and playing with and experimenting with more of what I love for me, just for my own sake. And yeah, maybe it's tied to what I do for work or how I want to make money, but I'm just going to learn more. And that wisdom you learn from that place is going to be so much more pure, so much more, you're going to integrate it better because you're not learning it from a place of scarcity and depletion. You're learning it from a place of like true enjoyment. And it's going to like lock in at a different level that you're going to be able to then leverage it and apply it to making more money. So it could lead to career changes. It could lead to huge leaps in like promotions and income. It could lead to, starting a business or growing your business so much faster and like quantum leaping in it because you've learned some new skills that you put in your tool belt for your clients or something like that, right? But it's like, you're surrendering to what feels good to you now. You're not putting off what feels good to you and saying like, what feels good to me and what I want to indulge myself in, especially with my own self-development, my own expansion. You're not seeing it anymore as a waste of time or something you have to make time for because it's like, I have to do all the other things I have to do first to make the money. It's like you're starting to realize that doing those things are what fuel the money. It's what attracts the money. It also is what allows you to show up more powerfully and intentionally and like laser focused so that you can do less and earn more, because the less that you're doing, those things, those fewer things you're doing are so potent and so much more effective. And so you're really surrendering. I'm seeing this overflow comes through you surrendering to what feels good to you. And I see you more and more, again, just like being wildly, like I see a quantum leap coming for you is what I'm seeing. I see a quantum leap coming for you as you lean more into what intrigues you to learn about from this place of I have all the time in the world. And the more that I just take care of myself, the more the money comes in. It's like the more that you are in that headspace and you learn from that energy, like you're going to be learning things in a different way. Like this changes the way you learn. And when you change the way you learn, you change the way you share that wisdom, and you're going to be able to use that wisdom to like, quantum leap into like just crazy new levels of income, of pay scale, of earning potential, like into this level of overflow. Like it's going to call it in, those things that you learn. So that's incredibly exciting. I'm very excited for you. And I will also say, before we pull some more cards here, if you feel called to work with someone who can transmit wisdom to you and help you, especially if you're interested in learning, how do I like study more about my own self and my own power, and how do I learn to tap into it more and expand what I'm capable of and become truly limitless in what I'm capable of achieving and creating in my lifetime. And you want to learn to like really like unlock the secrets of your own power and your potential for limitless abundance and success. That's what's happening inside of my new Limitless group mentorship program. So if that's you and you want to go deep into your own expansion to help you reach your big goals and desires for abundance faster, then definitely check out the Limitless group mentorship with me. That's below. That's just for a very small amount of people, but when the right people find it, then they'll come in and we're going to be going deep into, honestly, like how do you become limitless and your ability to receive more by doing even less. It's one of the many things, right? So it's also what we're covering next month in the Wealth Vibe membership, by the way. We're doing our receiving mode challenge. So if you're not ready for that high group level mentorship, but you want to come in for just $25 bucks a month, then next month in November, we're doing our receiving mode challenge, which is all about like doing less to earn more, right? Receiving with ease. So I pulled here for you the Two of Wands, which is plans falling apart, right? Like this is about things kind of falling apart. And I'm getting here with this Two of Wands actually that it might feel, you might even be in a state right now where you don't feel like you've truly learned this lesson. For some of you, you might feel like you have, but you've had things kind of almost feel like they're falling apart because the way you were used to working was in that burnout and that overdoing it and the perfectionism and the being hyper, like just delivering more than you need to, and honestly more than people can handle, and overwhelming people. And that was why you weren't getting promotions, you weren't getting pay raises, you weren't getting jobs, you weren't getting interviews, even you weren't getting clients in your business. Like it's like this is why you were held back from this next level, is because you were overdoing it. And as you start to let that go, it might feel like things are falling apart a little bit. It might, because your old paradigm and the old way of working is falling apart. You're letting it fall away. So it might feel a little bit like it's a little chaotic, a little bit like things are falling apart, but they're falling apart to make room for this new paradigm for you to function and for this new energy template for you, for this new way of being in your own overflow of what brings you enjoyment and the wisdom that you want to dive into and really sink your teeth into. And so it might feel like things are falling apart a little bit. So the universe is just saying, don't worry, they're not falling apart. Oh, because then we have the Empress. They are creating fertile ground, is what I'm getting. Again, you're going back to basics. You're going back to the foundations of things. You're completely transforming. And if you're not already doing this, like this is your invitation now. Like the universe is like, you're ready to start transforming the way you do approach work and money. And realizing that I'm getting for you, card 2, you have so much depth to you. You have so much depth, you know so much, you have so much to offer, and it comes easily to you to overgive. It comes easily to you to share your depth because you have even more you could share. So you're like, I feel like I am holding back when I'm like writing my content and I'm not giving everyone everything, or I feel like I'm not giving it my 100% in my job. It's like, I'm actually getting that like your 100% is most people's like 1,000%. It's what most people aren't capable of. But you're someone, it's like you're capable of so much more than the average person in your industry, in your career, with, with the kind of money you have. And it's like you are capable of so much more. And so it's important for you to not overgive from that place, because you giving just like 10, well, I don't want to say 10. I'm getting you giving like 50%, 60%, 70% maybe is more than enough. It's more than when people are giving it their like 90 or 100%, because that's how much depth you have behind you. So don't overgive, don't overwhelm others. Don't overwhelm yourself. We want overflow, not overwhelm. Right? Really interesting. I'm going to channel some guidance for you from the Way of the Wealthy Woman journal to see if there's any journal prompts or little mantras or affirmations or visualizations we need to do, or anything you need to hear to help you really shift. Because this is one of the hardest paradigms to shift. I will be honest with you. This is one of the hardest paradigms to shift, is this paradigm, because it sounds nice, right? To be like, oh, I can do less and earn more. But it's like, you've cracked this code. Now it's about really holding on to it, because it's very easy in our society to learn this lesson and then go back to then overdoing it when the money doesn't immediately show up, or when it feels like things are falling apart, because really your whole construct of reality and money is kind of falling apart. So it's very easy to slide back into this. So let's see if there's any guidance to help you really anchor into this, so that you can truly step into this abundant Empress energy, this abundant, like, I am worthy of everything and I create all the abundance I desire, from a very feminine place, from a very like enjoyable, pleasurable place, from a very sustainable place within me, right? From an overflow within myself, I create overflow of abundance around me. Whew, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So let's see what you need to hear to really lock that in, so you don't backslide, right? That's the main thing that I want to channel for you here. We have right here, you are being called to return to the wealth that is carried within your soul. What did I say at the very beginning? You're so worthy of everything you desire, and you carry so much depth to you. You carry so much worth, so much value, and so much wealth, so much wisdom, so much depth within you. Other people don't have the same level of depth that you have. They have other gifts, they have other skills. You have depth, card 2, undeniably. Like, you are so deep. You have so much depth of wisdom, of skills, of expertise, of insights, and it comes so easily to you that you dismiss it. But when you start to realize your own depth, you can start to know how to give it to people in a way that's digestible for them. You kind of have to almost spoon feed it to people, because otherwise you just overwhelm them with your genius, with your insights, with the way you can see deep into people. Like, you have some gifts that go so deep that you don't even realize it's overwhelming for people to be on the receiving end of them. And so doing less is actually more for you, because it allows your message, your wisdom, your gifts, your strengths to be more easily digested by others. And so they can see the value in it and then promote you, or offer you the job, or give you a bonus, or hire you, or buy something in your business. So remember the wealth that is carried within your soul, in the depth that you carry. Really reflect on it, truly. I will even give you, these last 2 prompts are really standing out to me here for this kind of topic, but you can journal on these later. You could pause the video and journal on them now, but we're going to do one more card pull after these prompts here. But when I think about how capable I am of creating the wealth I desire in my life, I feel ... And then I feel the most capable of creating the wealth I desire when ... And look, this might shine a light on where some of the backsliding can happen, right? Of like the things that might make you feel like you're not capable of creating the wealth you desire, or you might start to see where you can better strengthen or create more habits around things that make you feel more capable of creating the wealth you desire. Because you already are, and you're capable of doing it without overdoing it, but you just need to know how do you stay anchored in that, right? Like, and so knowing what activities or what frames of mind or what podcasts you listen to or what activities help you to believe in your capabilities. It's like when you know that, you can make sure you're integrating them daily into your life or regularly and making space for them. And then that way you're never going to be doubting your capability anymore. And again, this is something where it's really valuable to have either access to the wealth vibe to know your capability and always be able to plug into that whenever the self-doubt arises, and all the tools we have there, or my Limitless group mentorship is very much like, it's like having me and other amazing like-minded people in your pocket to lean on whenever you start to feel like you're disconnected from your worth, from your power, from your value, from your ability to create what you want, right? So again, those links are below. But let's pull one last card for you. And the last things deck 2 needs to hear. The Rogue card. Again, this here with our 2 of Wands and our Rogue card coming up, it's such a clear message that's channeling through for you, which is things will continue to pop up in your life that kind of almost make you feel like I have to go back to the old way of doing things. I need to hustle. I need to push through. I need to burn myself out, basically. I need to give more in order to receive more. I need to do more in order to receive more. And that's not true. And so I'm getting that you've learned this lesson on a new level. So now you're ready for a deeper level, new level of overflow, because you're now a little bit more in overflow than ever before. But I'm getting there will be even deeper layers for you to heal this on in the future, which is not a bad thing. And to be honest with you, this is the case with most things that we heal and most lessons we learn is we learn them again at deeper levels later on. Not everything, but those really deep-rooted ones, especially for yours. This is a very common deep-rooted belief of I have to work more, do more, be more in order to achieve more. Because if I were already enough or doing enough in some way, I'd already have it, which is not necessarily, it's not true. It's when you're in the energy of being enough and the overflow of your own energy and feeling good and your own joy in life that you are a match for the overflow and enjoyment of money that makes you feel good, right? Like, so I'm getting that this is gonna come up again for you. But when it does, eventually, when you start to find yourself slipping into more hustle or just being tempted to or having thoughts of it, you're going to catch it sooner because you've grown and you have a new baseline, you have a new threshold, right? You have more solid foundations, but also you're going to just invite it in because you know it's going to help you grow to an even deeper level of overflow. It's going to show you where you can create even more overflow within yourself to therefore create even more overflow in your finances. So don't be discouraged if and when that happens, it's all happening for you. That's why the Rogue card is like very much a card of like blessings in disguise and like everything is happening for you, right? So that's very, very exciting. All right, card 2. My goodness, this was a really fun reading. I will also say right here, because we have the Rogue card coming up and wisdom, there were a lot of themes that call back to card 1. So if you'd been pulled to card 1 and you haven't watched it yet, I do recommend checking it out for you because there were a lot of similarities in it. Honestly, that might be the next lesson you're kind of learning. I'm getting is card 1 if you haven't watched it yet, but you were pulled toward it. And if you weren't pulled toward it, no worries, then that's not for you. But just wanted to throw that out there because there are a lot of parallels here or a lot of messages that weave together. So let me know, card 2. Let me know what you thought of this. Let me know how you resonated with this reading. I loved it. This has been one of my favorite reading topics in a long time. This is so cool to see where you've been growing. But let me know if you enjoyed this. If you did, give this video a thumbs up and comment below letting me know what you took from it. Let me know how it resonated. It means so much to me when you comment on these videos. Not only does it help reach this, in the algorithm to reach more people, but truly for me, it's just such a joy to get to connect with you and hear how these messages land for you, because sometimes they land in the most extraordinary ways that I couldn't even imagine. So thank you so much for those of you who commented. It means the world. Now you are, of course, if you're not already, welcome to subscribe to my channel for future card readings for abundance. And if you want more ongoing support and access to all the resources you need to more quickly manifest more abundance and success into your life, then definitely come join me in either the Wealth Vibe membership or my new Limitless group mentorship program. The Wealth Vibe membership is free if you want that 24/7 access to tons of tools, resources, and community so that you can really rewire and saturate your mind, your subconscious, and your energy for overflow, for abundance. And that gives you access to just tons of resources, perks, live readings with me, card polls, just like tons of stuff inside. Our monthly manifesting challenges in there, our book club. There's so much that goes on in there. So it's only $25 a month. That link is below for the Wealth Vibe. Now my Limitless group mentorship is for you if you are ready to more rapidly up level, to go really deep into these sorts of conversations and concepts and moving past old paradigms like this that have kept you stuck or slowed you down from the abundance and success you desire. So if you've got big vision, big goals, and you know you're ready to go so much further than you've ever gone before, if you know you've only scratched the surface of what you're capable of in this lifetime and you want to just go all in and you want to go deeper, then the Limitless Mentorship is for you. It's a way for you to work very closely with me and a small group of other like-minded, highly ambitious individuals to unlock your full potential, plug more deeply into your power than ever before, and translate that power into outer abundance and success. So that link for the group mentorship for Limitless is below as well. Check it out soon if it calls to you, because early bird pricing is going up in just a couple of weeks and spots are limited. I will also leave the link to order your copy of the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck and the Way of the Wealthy Woman journal. That way, if you want these like physical, you like having physical hands-on tools for divine guidance and expansion into more abundance at your fingertips, you can grab those. And with all of that being said, I'm wishing you massive prosperity and abundance and overflow both within yourself and in your external financial reality. Card 2. And I'll see you in another video very soon. Bye. Hello, card number 3. This is your reading to uncover what test from the universe you've recently passed and how that will change the flow of money in your life moving forward. Now, I'm getting for some of you, you may be well aware of what lesson you've already learned and you're just ready to find more information about what to expect next with your finances, which we will absolutely get to. Or for some of you, you may not even realize that you have learned a lesson or passed a test, because often we integrate things on deep and subconscious energetic levels. So today we're doing this reading to see what test you passed, so you can really anchor into that new level and just shine that conscious awareness of it and lean into it and have that confirmation if you need it. And we will also look at what to expect with your money flow now that you've learned this hugely valuable lesson. But I want to be clear before we dive in. There's something really important I want to share with you here, is that when I say that you've recently passed a test, I don't believe that the universe tests us in order to make us prove our worth or deservingness around money. That's not what happens. I believe that the universe tests us around money to see if we're ready to receive it without self-sabotaging, right? If we're ready to receive more without kind of freaking out or overwhelming our nervous system, or if we're able to hold the responsibility and power that comes with more money, right? So often the challenges or tests we encounter in our financial reality or with whatever else we're manifesting, it typically helps us to become ready. It's like a training ground to expand us to be able to hold more wealth. So that's what I mean when I say test. All right. I never want you to think that this is a matter of your worth that is being tested, because that is out of the question, because you are born from the frequency of abundance. You are abundance. That's your natural state. It's just that we often forget that with our human minds, with our conditioning and our limiting beliefs. And so never question, right, that you're worthy of the money you desire. The universe doesn't question it. It's not testing you. It's just saying, are you ready? Because I don't want to overwhelm you with more. Because we often think we're ready for more, and we're not. So let's dive in. Let's see what test you've passed and what new level of abundance is coming your way. So for you, card 3, you picked the healer card. And when this card came through, the message that came through for me with it, in terms of what test you've been given recently, what lesson you learned, is that you've learned, honestly, I'm seeing a couple different things that all weave together for you. I'm seeing that you've learned that you're capable of healing so much more deeply than you thought you were before. I'm also seeing that many of you, this might not be for all of you, but many of you have realized that you actually have healing gifts. Like you are quite a gifted healer, not just for yourself, but for others. So it's kind of like twofold tests here, but I'm getting from most of you that you've recently had something happen or some healing that you've done, right? It could have been intentional, like inner healing work. It could have been quite literally, for some of you, I see physically healing things that maybe felt difficult or challenged you or stretched what you thought you were capable of holding in terms of pain or in terms of discipline, or in terms of self-care, right? Or routine. I'm also seeing that some of you have healed things without realizing it, because often when we have events happen, they just feel like cathartic, but we don't realize that there's massive healing underneath it all. And so, and I just saw 333 on my phone. So this is some nice confirmation that, yeah. So because this is a general reading, I'm seeing you could have experienced all those sorts of types of healing. It could have just been one of them. That's fine. But I'm seeing that however you healed on a new level recently in the last couple of weeks or months, especially when it comes to money or your career, or especially I'm getting like limiting beliefs or old patterns or wounds around money or fears around money. However, and whatever you've healed, it almost kind of surprised you, or you thought you weren't capable of that level of healing, or that it was going to take longer. Like it was going to take years to recover from this thing. Or even I'm seeing for some of you healed your credit score even, or you healed your bank account. It could even just be more in the 3D reality, and quite literally you healed things with money. But it's like you've healed something physical, non-physical, spiritual, emotional, physical, right? Like you've healed something, maybe many things that relate to money or other qualities that can be applied to money. And it's kind of shocked you in the best possible way. You were like, I thought that was going to take so much longer. I thought that healing was going to take longer. I thought it was going to be harder. I thought it was going to hurt more in the process. I thought I wouldn't be able to handle it because it did hurt a lot. I thought I didn't even realize I was healing things until I was pretty much healed. Like there was some level of surprise around how easy or fast or even just capable you were of healing. And this lesson is being given to you because I'm getting that in the past, you've held yourself back from more money without realizing it most of the time, because you've been so afraid of what pain might be inflicted on you or what you might have to heal from in the future. And it's such a human thing to do. It's such a normal thing to do, to not want to feel like to not open ourselves up to be vulnerable to, like whether it's like failure and then like the ego pain and, that, or like the trauma of potentially going through like a bankruptcy or losing your job, or the, shame of having to ask for money from other people. It's like I get that you've not wanted to either repeat the past and project into the future. And so you've kind of played small and safe and let your wounds run the show and lead you, or you have just been afraid of like, what if I do this thing, this big scary thing, or this thing out of my comfort zone, take that bold action around money that I know I want to take or will lead me to more money, but I'm afraid to do it because what if it hurts? What if I get hurt some way? And I'm getting for most of you, it's more like, what if it hurts my finances? What if it hurts my ego? What if I feel I'm ashamed of what happens, or, I look foolish? It's like, there's been this fear of getting hurt, but recently you've healed something that you're like, wow, if I'm capable of healing that, maybe I could heal whatever else I encounter. Maybe I don't need to be worried about getting hurt because I'm actually more capable of healing than I realize. And especially when it comes to money, like I'm more capable of bouncing back, or I'm more resourceful than I thought. Or maybe you were afraid of like saying that thing that you feel needs to be said in the office because you're afraid you're going to lose your job. But now you're like, you've healed something else, or you've, overcome something else that you're like, oh, well, maybe it does, but what if I do it and it works out great? And also, what if it does happen, and the worst case does happen, I can handle it, and I can heal. I can come back from anything. In a lot of ways, this is somewhat of a similar message to deck 1. So if you felt called to card 1 in this video, you're welcome to go back and revisit this. But I feel like it's a slightly different angle. It's not, card 1 was much more about like, and everything's working for me. And for you, it's more like, I can come through anything. I can recover from anything. I can bounce back. Nothing can keep me down for very long, right? Like I can heal so much. I'm also getting that you, and so, again, this is something where I see the universe is giving you this test after test after test, opportunity after opportunity after opportunity in your life to learn this lesson, to learn what a powerful healer you are for yourself. And it's only recently that you've learned it, either for the first time or on a new level than ever before. And because of that, you're now ready to have bigger opportunities come your way and work out for you, because there can be, this is the thing, and I've done this work for over 6 years on myself and with others, of transforming your financial reality. It's like, that's what I've done for literally a living. I retired myself and my husband from my 9-to-5 job 5 years ago because I was able to start making a living helping people do this. So I've done this for myself and I've done it with other people, but this fear of I'm going to get hurt, I'm going to get wounded, something is going to suck, it's going to be painful. It's like that fear holds us back so much because we're afraid we won't come back from it. But my love, you've come back from everything. You're still standing, you're still here. You're still going. And I see that recently you've learned how resilient you are, how capable, not just resiliency, but just of healing. And the universe is like applauding. I'm getting so much applause from my collective. Like, they're just so happy. They're like, you finally learned it. You've finally seen how powerful you are. You're like, you finally understand the depth or new depth of your healing powers. And so the universe is like, now I'm ready to give you more stuff because, like I was saying, I've been doing this work for 6 years. I've reached insane levels of success in different industries with physical products, online products, service-based business. I've become a published author in the most extraordinary way. I have 2 and upcoming another 2 by the end of this year published titles coming out. I've achieved, success, time freedom, and I've achieved success in my finances and scaling to a multiple 6-figure business. It's like I've done so much, and what I've had to learn along the way is it's like along the way there will be things that come and I have to heal from. But if I'm not willing to heal, I'm not willing to get stronger. If I'm not willing to heal, then I'm not willing to open myself up to all of the potential, right? Every time you open yourself up, every time you take a big, vulnerable, scary step, something that scares the crap out of you, it's like there you are opening yourself up, yes, to the potential of failing, of getting hurt, of either like an ego wound or a financial wound of some sort. It's like you are opening yourself up to that, but you're also opening yourself up to the potential of more abundance, of things working out. But if you're not willing to open yourself up to either, then you can't receive either and you stay stuck. And so you've recently healed something that shows your healing capabilities, which means you're now ready. I'm getting that the universe is going to be giving you some really cool opportunities that are kind of scary. They're scary because they're out of your comfort zone. They're good, they're exciting, but they're exciting scary. And you're actually going to have the courage to say yes to them in the very near future here. I'm getting the next couple of weeks and months. You're going to have the courage to say yes to these things because you're like, you know what, bring it on. No matter what happens, even if it hurts and I fall down and I scrape my hands and my ego is super battered and bruised, like I'll recover, I'll heal because I'm a powerful healer. I can heal myself. I'm also getting that for those of you who feel like you're realizing how much of a healer you are in terms of spiritual gifts for healing, because you're starting to see this within yourself, you are going to be able to start monetizing that more or integrating your own healing gifts into whatever work you do, whatever you do to make money, whether it's indirectly or directly, but that's going to benefit you. You're going to open up more money coming to you because of your healing skills. You could start charging for your healing services, honestly, is what I'm getting. But for those of you who that doesn't resonate with it, that's okay. You still are, everyone in this reading is really like, you're going to have some amazing but scary opportunities or ideas or downloads come, and you're going to say yes to them, to the ones that are aligned, finally, instead of saying no, instead of being afraid of how much it might hurt if it doesn't work. And because you say yes to these things without fear, you are going to succeed at more of them, and you are going to make connections, and either directly or indirectly through these opportunities get to more abundance, right? Like get to a new level of income. And so that's incredibly exciting. So I'm very excited for you. And this is some cool stuff. Yeah. So more money is coming through, some like kind of scary out of your comfort zone opportunities, but it's coming nonetheless, right? Oh my gosh, this is so perfect. We have mortality. Like, ooh, you're no longer afraid of your own mortality. Meaning like, yes, even in the more existential version, like you're not afraid of dying as much. Like you're like, wow, like I am stronger than I thought. I can handle more than I thought. Like physically, yes, but also like your ego death it's like, you're like, I welcome the ego death. I welcome the growth. I welcome becoming a new version of me. But also with this mortality, it's like, you're no longer afraid to let things go. You're no longer afraid as much, at least to step into situations that shine a light on how fragile and vulnerable parts of you are, right? Because you're like, I can handle it. I welcome it because it's just another opportunity for me to hone my healing gifts, my ability to heal. It's like you're mortal. You can get knocked down. You can stand back up, and you're learning that. You're learning how much more capable you are of that than you thought, right? We also have our secrets card. I'm seeing that it's interesting. So many people, right? The whole world, almost the whole world, like 95 or more % of the world try to not show their vulnerabilities. They try to be like, especially if you want to succeed in like business or career or an industry, or you want to, oftentimes we think of, we want people to pay us money, like hire us or, buy from us in our businesses or pay us more money or something. We have to not show any weaknesses. We have to be like, I'm perfect, so of course you want to give me your money. And I'm actually seeing that the more that people do that, right? Like, and it makes sense. Like the more people do this, the less relatable they are, the more they wire themselves down, the more they don't say yes to scary things that might reveal where they are fragile, where they are imperfect, where they're not impervious to things, because they're afraid that those cracks will show and then people won't want to give to them. But when you think, it's like, you're not afraid. You're almost seeing now your wounds, your cracks as superpowers too. This is another lesson you've learned. So the universe is like, great, now you're ready to like go out there and know that no matter what, either you become more healed and stronger from anything that happens, or you end up being like, I will use my wounds, my doubts to my advantage. I'll share them. I'll be relatable to people, right? I'll admit my faults, but know that that doesn't make me any less than or any less worthy. It makes me more relatable. It makes me impervious, because now I no longer have to try to pretend like I'm perfect. I just get to be me and know that I can heal from anything. So that's amazing. So I love to see that. I want to get you some more cards. Where's my other deck? There it is. Let's see what else. I want to know what these opportunities around money look like to you. What the overflow might look like with all the new level of abundance. Ooh, and we have the secret chamber. Secret, right? Potency, deep connection, treasure. Again, I feel like, honestly, this card should just go here at this point. This is, you're connecting. You're going to connect so much more deeply with people. It's like, okay, so this is a good clear picture. The more that you are vulnerable and honest with people, like I see you being able to be like, for example, if you're in business and you're like, I'll give you my own example. I used to think at the beginning of my journey, because I was working with people with mindset and things like that, that I had to have the perfect mindset and I could never have self-doubts. And if I did, I could never let people see, because then they wouldn't hire me to help them with their mindset. Because if I can't solve my own issues and heal them, how can I help them? And what I found was when I stopped, that made me so like, I had to try to engineer what I said so that people wouldn't see any flaws or doubts or blah, blah. And I was not making much money at that point in my business. But when I stopped caring about that and just started being me and started not caring about if people would judge me or say things about me and hurt my ego and I'd have to heal that. Like when I started owning that, like I can heal anything. I have the ability to heal whatever I need to heal within me at any given point in time. So I'm not going to let the fear of getting wounded or hurt in some way stop me. And we're speaking metaphorically here. Like, don't do anything dangerous physically, please. All right. But like when I started to adopt that mindset and I started sharing what I felt like were secrets at the time of like, you guys, I doubt myself all the time. I have doubts. I have fear. I have imposter syndrome. Like when I started sharing that stuff, not only was the sharing cathartic and healing and took some of the like power back from it, but also I started to like let people in, and people were like, oh my gosh, that gives me permission to believe that, okay, if you can do that and be successful, I can do it and be successful, right? Like, oh my gosh, okay, you have doubts, but you're making money or you're able to do this, then I can have doubts and I can make money. And it's like, I don't have to fully eradicate them. I can make friends with my wounds. I can make friends with these things and not let them stop me anymore and just integrate them, right? So you sharing your cracks, your wounds, your less than perfect side of yourself, like your courageousness that you're going to have to do this now that you've learned this lesson of how powerful of a healer you are, you're like no longer afraid of the parts of yourself that were once deemed weaker. You see them as a superpower. And the more that you share that, the more you're going to connect with people, and the more that you're going to find that treasure. You're going to find people wanting to pay you, people hiring you. I'm getting that you will actually network with people much better after this, like make more connections, whether it's straight up networking events, traditional networking events, or more just like you're out at a coffee shop and you start chatting with someone and you're having a very real and honest conversation with them about what you do and you're, or money or something, but you're like so positive about it and not afraid to show those parts of yourself in a very empowering way. Like you might end up realizing that you're talking to someone who's very high powered, who's like, wow, I've never seen someone say like that. That actually helps me. Do you want to come work for me? Do you want to help this? Like, or I know someone who would love to have you on their team, right? Like, or who would love to work with you. You're going to start like networking. I'm seeing this coming through a lot of like connections and conversations you're having because you're just being real, and people crave that because we live in a society that is not very real a lot of the time. Yeah, and releasing the past, emerging, transforming, and energy is transmuted. Again, this goes back. I keep saying, like, if you deck 1 resonated with you, go watch deck 1. There was a lot of literally transmutation, alchemy happening in that, and transformation. But I'm getting that you've definitely healed something, and the more that you continue, and I'm getting also here, the journey's not over, like, you'll be continually invited to heal more things from your past, and just know the more that you do it, the more your healing gifts grow, the more you're aware of how powerful of a healer you are, the more you affirm to yourself that it's safe to open yourself up to things that might potentially hurt you emotionally, like ego-wise, because you will recover no matter what. So you'll take those scary leaps, you'll start the business, you'll offer the thing in your business, or do this launch at this crazy, rate that you never thought you'd charge, or it's like you'll start to do these things because you're like, I'm not afraid anymore, right? I'm not afraid. And you're just going to completely take your power back from the past is what I'm getting. So let's get some more cards for you here, and then we'll consult the journal as well. Oh my gosh, we have the moon. Yeah. This is like, I want to hear what's our other card? Okay, we have our Queen of Swords. Yeah, you've just, there's so much illumination here too. You have, I get that you've unturned quite a bit of like a big block. That was like your big wound. And, I'm getting that you, in healing whatever you've healed recently, you've unlocked more of your ability to heal, not just yourself, but others, right? Like we talked about, but your ability to help others see even where they're lying to themselves about their fears in their, like it could be in the industry that you're in, it could be in their own reality with money. It's like, but I'm also seeing like if you have someone that you share finances with, or that your finances are impacted directly by, you're able to almost kind of like more clearly now see and shine a light on for them of like where they're in fear, and help them upgrade so that you can both kind of upgrade your relationship and therefore your kind of management and flow with money. I'm seeing truly though that this is honestly for those of you who are like, you were resonating with that, like you're developing more spiritual gifts that you could monetize for healing. This is something you might be able to be a healer where you help people see where they're holding themselves back in some way, and where they're wounded, where their wounds are holding themselves back, where they're not even allowing themselves to look at those things. And then you're able to help them get clear on how do we heal it and help them move forward and break free from that. So if that's something that's related to something you've been pondering of doing, then this is your sign to explore that more, to go for it. I'm seeing that you'll get some opportunities around it very soon here. So the universe will kind of nudge you toward it. But this is the Way of the Wealthy Woman journal that I created to accompany my Wealthy Woman Oracle deck. And we're going to pull one more card after this, but first I want to channel some guidance for you to see what you need to hear to really anchor this in, and to really not doubt anymore your ability to heal yourself, right? Like I want to know what you can do to really like leverage this up level you've had and all the opportunities that are going to come to you. So let's just see. Let's see what comes up. I'm going to close my eyes and flip to a random page. Ooh, hello. Okay, I guess, you know what, we're going to do it. This is the Path to Healing card, the Path to Healing card spread. So there are, I believe, 8 card spreads sprinkled throughout this journal. This is, because it's not just a journal. There's affirmations, exercises, card spreads in here. We're going to do this. We're going to use my Wealthy Woman deck, and we're going to do this card spread for you really fast, because I don't want this we're going to get just crazy long. But this is the Path to Healing. We're talking about healing. Healing. The healer. This is perfect. All right, so we're going to shuffle. Card 1 will indicate what you can release. Card 2 will indicate how you can release it. Card 3 indicates what you can embrace. And card 4 indicates how you can embrace it. So let's see, in order to help you really lock into more abundance and really lock into this like role of being a healer and the power and abundance and potential it holds for you. So let's get 4 cards from my Wealthy Woman deck, and let's just see what comes up for you. We have the Orchestrator. We have Soul Wealth. We have Sacred Stillness. And we have the Wealthy Woman. Oh, what a beautiful card for the card 4 placement. All right, my loves. So card 1 was what you can release. So releasing any fears about any choices, and I get that this is happening naturally, but just consciously for you moving forward, how you can really speed up this flow of abundance, these opportunities that are coming to you, make the most of the opportunities that are coming your way now that you know you can heal, is don't worry about messing up. Like I'm getting that, yeah, because a lot of the reading has been about you being okay with like if things happen that are out of your control, things happen don't go well and it hurts like financially or it hurts emotionally or, ego-wise, that's a lot of what you've healed from. But the universe is also giving me this guidance of like, don't be afraid also of like self-inflicted wounds. And again, let's be very clear. I'm not talking about literally. I'm talking about egoic wounds. I'm talking about like emotional wounds, right? Like, but don't be afraid of, what I mean by this is the guidance that's coming through is don't be afraid of taking a big, bold step. And then like, don't be afraid of being like, well, what if I mess it up? Even you can heal the pain of you feeling like you're the one responsible for messing up some opportunity. Okay. Or your finances. Like you can heal from that. So your healing is not just applied to wounds that have happened that were out of your control around money or career or finances or success. It's also anything you do. You don't get to, you can recover from that so much faster now. So that's the thing, release the fear of like, I'm going to screw it up, right? Card 2 is like indicating like how you can release it, right? The soul wealth is it's like, because you are, I started this off, I said the same general thing at the beginning of each of these 3 readings before we even got into your messages, but I added something for you intuitively, and now I'm seeing why. It was like I said, remember at the very beginning when I said, you are not, like, your worthiness is never in question, right? Your worthiness of whether you desire the wealth is never in question. That's not what the universe is ever testing. And so know that your worthiness is never impacted by your actions. Like you are just always worthy, because I even said you exist on the frequency of abundance. You are abundance. You were born from it. I didn't say that for the other decks, but I felt called to say it for you, that you needed to hear that at the beginning of this reading. And now I'm seeing why. Because in order for you to get over this fear of what if I screw it up? What if it's all on me and I have no one to blame? And yeah, I can heal from it if other people do it, but if I do it to myself, that's the worst. No, remember, come back to the truth of you are abundance. Think of the abundance of cells in your body, the abundance of thoughts you have, the abundance of experience you have, the abundance of your soul, the abundance of this life. It's like you were born of abundance. Card 3. When you remember that, you go, you know what? Even in my mistakes, I'm abundant. Even in the things that I do that I'm ashamed of later, I'm embarrassed about later, or that fell vulnerable, or that fell short of what I wanted, I'm still worthy, right? You can embrace this kind of like stillness within yourself, this stream of abundance that flows within yourself, by kind of almost like quantum leaping into your next level self, by tapping into the version of you who has the abundance you desire, when, especially any big opportunities that come your way in the next few weeks here. Card 3, I would say, as you're jumping into it, imagine that you're the version of you who's already successfully done it, who's already gotten it done. Envision that version of you is like time traveling and being dropped into your situation, and act as though you're that person now. Like embody that person, that version of you, that future version of you, thoughts and energy and actions. And that's going to help you feel so much more connected to abundance rather than feel connected to the fear of what if I screw it up, right? Like connect more to the like, well, but what if I'm fully capable of this and of handling whatever comes with it and any pain that comes with it, right? So, wow. There's a lot here for you. This was more cards than I intend to pull, but when the journal says we're doing a mini reading within a reading, we do it. So there you have it. Card 3. This was a lot. This was really cool. I'm really excited for you that you've unlocked this new understanding of your healing, and that you're no longer kind of avoiding the hurt, but now leaning into the possibility. So if you enjoyed this reading, give it a thumbs up and let me know below how it resonated. I always so appreciate hearing how these land with you. It blows my mind, the synchronicities and confirmations that come up for you in these readings. So please do share below if you feel called. I so appreciate it. You are, of course, if you're not already subscribed to my channel for future card readings for abundance, you can do so. If you want more ongoing support, if you want access to all the resources you need to more quickly manifest more abundance and success into your life, then definitely come join me in either the Wealth Vibe membership or in my new group mentorship program. The Wealth Vibe membership is where you can get 24/7 access to all of the tools, resources, and community that you need in order to really rewire and saturate your mind for abundance. We do monthly money manifesting challenges in there. We do our book club in there. We have daily mini money readings from me. We have live readings from me each month, huge community of people. It's phenomenal. It's only $25 a month. So that link is below for you. My new group mentorship, Limitless, is for you. If you're like loving this sort of conversation, this depth, this like seeing how powerful you are and how you've unlocked a new level of power, but how you can take it even further and not get tripped up by it even more and like move faster with it. If you like that sort of fast-paced movement and personal growth and expansion towards your potential, then my Limitless group mentorship is for you. This is for the people who have got big visions, big goals, and you've only scratched the surface of what you can accomplish in this lifetime, and you're ready to see how far you can truly go in your business, your career, your finances. Then I highly recommend checking out Limitless. This is a way to work closely with me and a very small group of other people, really highly ambitious individuals, and it's just designed to put you into close contact with me to be able to have these deep conversations together to unlock your full potential, plug more deeply into your power than ever before, and translate that power into outer abundance and success, to truly become limitless in what you can achieve and create. That's the goal of my group mentorship. So that link is below for Limitless if you want to check that out. I recommend checking out soon because the early bird pricing for Limitless group mentorship is going up in just a couple weeks and spots are limited. Also, the link to order your copy of the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck and the Way of the Wealthy Woman journal that we pulled this card spread from, that is below as well, so you can have these amazing tools for divine guidance and expansion into more abundance at your fingertips. So with all of that being said, I am wishing you massive prosperity and abundance, and I'll see you in another video very soon.